Okay, I'm Dr. Wayne Brazel. I'm a retired superintendent of the State Charter School District in South Carolina. I'm here today because way back when I helped to write the application and did a presentation with the state of North Carolina to get East Voyage started. Well, I had worked with charter schools for about 10 years. And so when I was retiring, Dr. Wu asked me if I would help with the application here in North Carolina. So I did. I sat down with a group of folks and we wrote the application. And then I went the day we presented to the charter school authorizer in North Carolina. So that was how I got involved. We had a school that I'd worked with called East Point in South Carolina that had done really well. So I knew the concept of the school was strong. So when they asked me if I would work, I said, no, this is great, I'd be glad to. Well, I was the superintendent for the charter school district when they applied. So I worked with them for 2-3 years to get them ready to do an application. And then I was the superintendent for the authorizer for, I think, 4 years, maybe 5, while they were getting started. So I watched them open and then get started and become just a very significant, very positive, very professional, a very successful school in South Carolina. So when I had a chance to work with East Voyage, I jumped right on it. Yes, and there was one established after then in Charleston. I'm not even sure if it's still there, but East Point was very successful, and that was the first Chinese immersion school in South Carolina. But I was confident that it would happen because of the people that were involved. I had worked with them with East Point, so we had a good group of people working together. And I made several trips to Charlotte to meet with individuals that were willing to help. So I knew that once we got off the ground, we would have a good start. And I'm sure there have been trials and tribulations with school, but it looks like everything is going very smoothly now, so which is exciting to me. Well, we had a group of individuals, Dr. Wu and some of the other Chinese Americans that were there, and it was not easy. But we just kept working, and we had started a lot of charter schools. We had already started about 15, 20 charter schools when East Point came, so we had a background for getting charter schools started, and it just didn't take long. Once we got involved, I think maybe a couple years of struggling a bit, and then it was very successful after that. Yeah, charter schools are important because they provide an opportunity to try some different things, like Chinese immersion, for instance. But we had a lot of different applications for schools that were doing different things than traditional public schools. So I think it was important to have that. I don't know if any just traditional public school would have been willing to take on the kind of risk. Also, it's very challenging, so you have to have the right group because charter schools are not funded as highly as traditional public schools. So it's always a challenge to get it started. But we found out with great leadership, you can have a successful school. Well, I've always been interested in getting things done a bit differently and trying new things. That's always been an interest. And for 2 years, I served on the State Charter School Board in South Carolina. So that's how I first got interested in charter schools. And after the 2 years there was an opening for the superintendent of the State Charter School in South Carolina. I applied for that and was given that job, and for the last 6.5 years, that's what I did before I retired. I was the superintendent of the State Charter School District, and that gave me the experience to kind of help with East Voyager at the beginning of the process there. Xin Yin Quiet